World Ends With You was released on the Nintendo DS back in 2008. It was a standout RPG thanks to its hectic dual-screen battles, the urban Japanese setting, and its stylish modern soundtrack. While adaptations and cameos have kept the franchise from fading into memory, the prospect of a sequel seemed slim until a new scenario was added to the Switch version in 2018. Now, more than a decade after the original, Neo: The World Ends With You brings players back to the streets of Shibuya to continue the tale.
My Rin dude! You finally made it!
A few years after the first game's events, the story picks up with a new protagonist, Rindo, and his friend Fret hanging out in Shibuya. After receiving a popular pin, they suddenly find themselves in a parallel reality, dragged into becoming players in the Reaper's game. To win, Rindo and Fret must survive 7 days of various trials. If they fail, they'll be erased.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, I'm starting to get one too.
Like the first game, the character-focused story is full of depth and mystery. There's a lot going on with each character, and it generally keeps you invested as events unfold. While you can hop in and have a basic understanding of the plot, it does little to recap earlier events, so it's worth brushing up before you get started, especially since the story is often the central focus, and easily the strongest part of the game.
Anyway, you're all set. Welcome to the RNS.
RNS?
Reaper Networking Service. Be sure to check the official account.
Official account?
Yes. And these are your starter pins.
Stuck in the Reaper's game, you're tasked with completing various objectives throughout the week, like fighting other players for territory or solving riddles such as locating spots marked in photos or decoding messages. Conveniently, since it's a game set within a game, these tasks fit right in with the narrative and feel natural. To help you work your way through these challenges, each party member offers up a unique skill. Fret, for instance, can help people remember lost thoughts. Nagi can dive into the minds of others, and Rindo can rewind time. Most sections are very simple, but rewinding time can be a bit more complex, requiring you to revisit multiple time periods to get things just right. Time manipulation works fairly well, but can become predictable at times, and it can cause longer segments to drag on. Despite this, it's still a cool feature, and it's fun to see events play out in new ways.
What is this game?
Look, my shift's over. So ask someone else, would ya? Like another player or another Reaper. Literally anyone but me. And I'm out. Later, losers.
Outside of the main plot, various side quests are tied to particular characters. Some characters are more prominent, while others are clearly unimportant and have their faces obscured. A lot of the quests don't really connect to the main story, but they all benefit you as part of the social network, which acts like a skill tree where you unlock helpful rewards like being able to change gear before retrying a failed battle. Bonds and relationships are a core theme, so it feels like an appropriate fit. Once again, Neo: The World Ends With You embraces the fashion and style of the Shibuya district with various clothing stores, restaurants, and music tracks. Decorative pins still serve as the basis for combat, granting your characters with specific attacks, and shops throughout the area carry a wide variety of pins to experiment with. There's also a ton of outfits and accessories to choose from, like jackets, jeans, and t-shirts, which act like armor, increasing your stats. Many pieces of clothing also come with additional bonuses that can only be acquired by leveling up your style stat or wearing a matching set. Meanwhile, restaurants offer signature dishes that permanently increase stats. However, a hunger meter prevents you from constantly chowing down.
Man, I am starving!
Let's eat.
Oh, that really hits the spot!
I can't get enough!
One aspect that made the first game stand out so much was how well the combat took advantage of the two-screen format of the Nintendo DS. Obviously, that's not possible this time around, so now your entire party appears on screen at all times, with each party member's attacks being assigned to a single button. There are a lot of pins to mess around with, like basic blasts and slashes, as well as abilities that require you to charge up for maximum damage. However, each pin needs to cool down before it can be used again, forcing you to constantly switch between characters. You can also unleash more powerful moves by building up your groove, which requires you to change attacks when a blue circle appears over an enemy, further emphasizing the need to switch between characters with an almost rhythmic sense of timing. Since there's a ton of combat in the game, there are times when the flow can start to feel routine, but thankfully, things improve as you gain additional party members and fancier pins. Overall, the frantic pace keeps combat fun and engaging.
Not bad, I'd say.
If you're looking to dive deeper into the game's systems, you can unlock harder difficulties and change between them on the fly. Raising difficulty increases the rarity of pins left behind, and lowering your character's levels increases item drop rates. It's a nice touch that rewards players who want to put their skills to the test.
Sorry, but you're no match for me.
Despite the huge gap in time, Neo: The World Ends With You manages to capture the essence of the original while simultaneously moving the series forward. Although some aspects like combat can feel repetitive at times, it does a great job of translating the frantic nature of the DS original onto modern hardware. Its strong cast of characters are endearing and connect on a satisfying level, and its stylish urban setting is an enthralling backdrop. It may not be as innovative as its predecessor, but it's an excellent return to this distinct world that's long been overlooked.
Here, see for yourself.
Huh?
Final score, 8.5 out of 10. Easy Allies reviews are made possible by generous viewers just like you. If you like what you see, check out patreon.com/easyallies to help us make more. For just $1 a month, you can gain access to weekly updates, spoiler discussions, and exclusive shows.
Was that okay?
Could be worse.
Hey, not bad.
Just doing my job. Ain't no stopping us now.
We got this.
Down!